politics isn't relevant to people my age. Strongly disagree. Disagree. Neither agree nor disagree. Agree or strongly agree.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
I disagree.
Sometimes politics seems so complicated I cannot understand what is going on.
I think in the middle.
Sometimes.
Agree.
I trust my local MP or councillor to act in my best interests.
Strongly disagree.
No, not really.
Strongly agree.
It's not really worth voting.
Disagree.
Strongly disagree.
Disagree.
I disagree with that one.
Well, I don't think it's working very well, Jeremy, given that the planet is being destroyed, given that there is economic disparity of a huge degree. What are you saying? There's no alternative. There's no alternative.
No, I'm
just
not
this
saying
system.
that. I'm saying if you
Brilliant.
can't be asked to vote, why should we be asked to listen
I'm not
to
saying that the apathy doesn't come from us, the people. The apathy comes from the politicians. They are apathetic to our needs. They're only interested in servicing the needs of corporations. Look at what... Ain't the Tories going to court and to taking the EU to court because they're trying to curtail bank bonuses? Is that what's happening at the moment in our country?
No.
It is, isn't it?
I think it's got the point across.
So what do you think about this?
He's right to an extent.
Yeah. He doesn't have a solution, does he?
No.
I think you can't force people to vote if you don't teach people about the system and what each party stands for.
Yeah, we don't
If
really
you just don't want to vote, then
Go in not knowing any of the policies and just ticking off.
if you're just choosing a box and just ticking it, then it's not really a good system. But actually choosing who people want to be in power.
The last election, I was quite surprised because you have a local sense, and the local sense was that Liberal Democrats was the way, and then the Conservatives got in, and it was surprising. So I guess up to that point I wasn't really aware of the whole kind of country as a thing, and that they'd want different things to what we'd want.
Our local guy is like Nick Clegg, so he's not really been so great.
At the last general election, he kind of sold his party principles for power, and then let down and didn't go through with the one thing that he said he was going to do, and that was not to raise tuition fees, and then it did happen. So
I understand he didn't have a choice on the student loans, but still.
People automatically think that just because you're a young person you just don't have anything to do with politics, or you don't want anything to do with it.
I'm sorry, but I was like...
The government is... I don't think they listen to young people as much as they probably should, and that kind of makes people think that we've got naught to do with it.
A young person people might disregard what they're saying just because they're young, or because of how they look.
People saying so many different things. You know, my friends, it's not a main topic of discussion as it maybe is for adults. So I think we're kept a bit more sheltered.
Should have used pencil.
It annoys me when people my age complain about stuff, but yet they don't then vote to change it. So now that I'm old enough, I am voting to change things.
I just think everyone has a voice. It's one vote, but one vote could make the difference. And if everyone had this attitude, oh, if I don't vote, it won't matter, the whole system wouldn't work. And the whole point is we live in a democracy. We have the right to vote, but I think we should take that right and use it, because other people don't have it.
Putting forward your opinion is always good, even if, as some people say, all the parties are the same. And I don't think that all the parties are the same. But even if you did have that viewpoint, you should still vote.
I mean, even though I wouldn't know who to vote for, I think if you have an opinion, it's worth trying to get that across.
Education and politics, it's something you don't get taught about in school much. Get taught about citizenship and that, but not about actual politics in school, so you don't really know much. They don't really teach you about the various political parties.
Okay, go now. My hands in the right place.
I took the picture which is two hands, one on top of the other, and it represents marriage equality. And it's trying to show that it doesn't matter whose hand it is, it's just some person's hand and they want to get married, it's their life and they can be happy however they want to be. It's kind of giving the impression that it doesn't matter what other people think and it doesn't matter what other people's views are. As long as they're happy and together, it doesn't matter.
Do it here so the background's really far away, so it'll be quite blurred.
Can you turn it a little bit that way? Thank you. Where's the button?
It's Lily with masking tape over her mouth, holding a mug. It's about a statistic for mental illness, which is 1 in 4 people will have a mental illness at some time in their lifetime. I don't even know why I chose the mug, I just did. If you just have the tape over the mouth, then nobody does speak about it. They do a little bit, but they don't know much about it, if you get me. So there's a little trickle of information.
Hold your breath as you press the shutter. Just squeeze it.
My picture that I took was to do with gender and sex being different things, but throughout school you don't really get taught that they're different. I've put some writing on it saying it's not the same because there can be different genders rather than male and female.
That's brilliant. Happy with that? Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Brilliant. So when you're happy with it, that's okay.
Are we going to do practice live?
I'm going to write not the same thing. I'm going to write not the same thing.
We were discussing what we'd like to see in a Prime Minister, how David Cameron is not like the kind of guy you would want to socialise with, not really the kind of person you want to be seen talking with, but the President, Barack Obama, is someone you actually would because he's like very down to earth, like someone we would like to personally get to know and who we kind of can look up to and be like, yay, they are in charge of us, but they're still someone you would like.
Sign petitions, but you never really get any proper feedback. I just think at the moment there isn't really any way of showing your views. You can like share it with your family and friends, but no way really to share it with the government and get things to change.
We're the generation that's going to grow up to the extent where current movements will be affecting us in the future, and we're the ones that are going to grow up to be politicians and stuff. And we're going to be the ones that do try and make a difference, and I think it is really important that we're aware of it.
That's the thing, we have to do it ourselves, we have to speak up, otherwise there isn't going to be any sane government for us.
There are so many people in so many countries who are fighting for that right, and we've got it as a given, and if we don't use it, it's a bit wrong because we've got this opportunity to at least make a bit of difference, and we should take it.